Welcome to Greg Plays Games. Thank you for checking out the video. Today I have my top 5 indie titles on the Nintendo Switch. There are so many indie games you can play. There are a ton that are going to be missing from the list, I know. So drop me a comment if there are some games you think I should check out. At number 5 we have A Short Hike. This is a game that's, like its name, is very short. I think in total I have less than 2 hours played. I'm sure you could stretch it out a bit more if you really wanted to explore the area. I'm sure that I didn't uncover every nook and cranny of this game. But when you first start the game, it doesn't give you a ton of instruction. It kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild in that sense. It just kind of gives you this arbitrary goal of getting to the top of the mountain, or at least that's the assumption. It's been a while since I played this game, so maybe it is a little more specific than that, but yeah, it's very brief. The music is great, very chill. All of the NPCs you can talk to are very clever and funny. You can fish in this game. It definitely kind of reminds me of Animal Crossing in the sense that it's very laid back. You play it at your own pace. You know, you can just kind of hop in and explore for a little bit. You know, you get to the top of the mountain and there isn't necessarily a reward or anything like that. The reward is the journey itself, so to speak. I really like the art style as well. You can adjust it to make it even more blocky than how I have it. I kind of prefer it a little crisper, but if you want your Nintendo Switch to look like a Nintendo DS, you can definitely do that. My only kind of gripe with this game is that it is a little too short. I wish it were longer. You know, it's a really fun experience, and it just kind of wish that I had a reason to spend more time with it. But it's a great game. All of these games on the list are pretty affordable. They're probably all around 20 bucks or less. So it's definitely worth checking out. At number 4 we have Cuphead, which was originally made as a Microsoft exclusive. Then it came to the Nintendo Switch, and I want to say now it's on the PlayStation 4. So you can pretty much get this game anywhere. So it's not necessarily a Nintendo Switch specific indie game. Actually, none of these are. But Cuphead, it's been out for a couple years now, so I don't think this is going to be new news to anyone. But it's a great game. It is hard as shit, though. I don't even think that I've beat half of this game. And I have it on the list just because of the art style and the music and how it looks, and it is really fun. It's just very difficult. I don't know of any other game that has made me as angry as Cuphead. I typically, if I really like a game, can sit through and beat it, but this one is just too challenging. And it's definitely good to have someone else to play with because they can assist you, like they can revive you, and if you're playing solo, you just kind of have to power through it. And I don't necessarily have any other Switch friends that have this game, or you know, I have people over too far and in between to actually be able to just beat this game in one sitting or actually see it through. But I do believe that there is a animated show coming out for Cuphead, so that's pretty exciting. But this is definitely a game worth checking out, even if just for the art style and music alone. I think it's also like 20 bucks. Really good deal. Definitely a lot of replay value in this game, and yeah, you're definitely going to end up spending a lot of time trying to beat this one. At number 3 we have Donut County. This game has been out for a handful of years now. I think you can get this on every major platform, including cell phones. So this is one that's accessible across platforms. In this game I think you technically play as the raccoon BK, who controls a hole in the ground of Donut County, and you go around just putting things in your hole. Pretty goofy, but very fun. Pretty short game too. It's only 2 hours or so. I'm looking at my playtime now, and I've only played just a little over 2 hours. It's not very challenging. It's just kind of fun. You just go and cause destruction and mayhem, and kind of pick on the civilians of Donut County. It's got a great art style, a great soundtrack. That's a theme that you will recognize throughout the video. I definitely like indie games for their creativity and typically their art direction. So most of the games on here I really enjoyed because of those main things, the art style and the music. So this is just another kind of fun game to just throw on and cause a little bit of ruckus for a little bit. There's nothing too crazy to it, but it's just a good fun game. At number 2, we have Stardew Valley. This is probably the one game on the list that you could play for hours and hours on end. I actually don't play this game that much anymore. I do have close to 30 hours played in this game, which may not be a lot in comparison to how much time a lot of people spend playing it. This game kind of was my Animal Crossing fix before Animal Crossing came out. It has a lot of similarities in the fact that you can just kind of walk around town and talk to your neighbors. But there's a lot more meat to this game's bones than honestly probably Animal Crossing and definitely every other game on this list. I believe that this game still regularly receives updates. I know both of my little siblings play this game a ton. You can play this game with friends. You can go online and play this game. I think that might be a new feature to the game, or at least for Nintendo Switch. I'm not positive. I don't know if this game has cross-platform or not. That'd be actually kind of interesting and cool if it did, but I would imagine it possibly won't if I had to take a guess. But yeah, this is a really great game. I love the pixel art. Sometimes I think pixel art can be a little stale just because there is a little of an oversaturation in pixel art in the indie game market. But this one I definitely make an exception for. It does it exceptionally well. Another game with great music, very relaxing. It is very easy to get sucked into playing this game for hours and hours. I know I can see now that I'm in wherever I left off. I was in winter, and I want to say that I pretty much played this game straight to that point. Like, it was my most played game for the duration that I did spend with it. So really fun game. I would highly recommend it to anyone. At number 1, Untitled Goose Game. If you saw my top 10 Nintendo Switch games video, this may not have been a surprise, honestly, because I mean, it was just one of my favorite games you could play on the Nintendo Switch in general. This is another game that's pretty short. I got 4 hours of playtime out of it, and I definitely took my time playing this game. I even went back and did a handful of the challenges, goofed around in the multiplayer as well, which I think was added later. So I could see this being a very fun game to play if you have someone to play it with. You just run around as a goose, causing ruckus. It really reminds me a lot of Donut County in the way you play, as well as the art style, the way that the music in this game interacts or corresponds with your actions. It's unlike any other game that I've ever played, and it's just so creative and funny. It has so much personality. I would say if you were gonna pick one of these indie games to play, this would be the one, hence why I have it ranked at number 1. And with that, I just want to say thank you for checking out the video. I know there are some major indie games that I left off the list, like Celeste, Hollow Knight, Rocket League. These are, I kind of was hesitant to include Rocket League, mainly because I play it on my PlayStation and not Nintendo Switch, and I would assume most people who do play Rocket League play it in other capacities that are not on the Nintendo Switch, but I just haven't played a lot of those other really popular indie games. I have them, I just haven't gotten around to playing them yet. So I think in the future I will do a top 10 once I do get a chance to kind of play some of those bigger titles. But thank you for checking out the video. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the content and leave a like. Let me know what indie games you would recommend, or drop me a comment what some of your favorite games are. Thank you guys again.